We're Nicki and Carlo and we live in Positano, Italy, except we also just bought a house in Tuscany, which we're currently renovating, so we live there too. Join us as we turn this house and olive grove into a dream home and get to grips with living in two different parts of Italy. Good morning! If you saw last week's video, you would have seen us harvesting our olives all week long. We did it for 6 days and we finished yesterday afternoon, and today we are taking the first 2 loads of olives down to the olive press. We've got the Suzuki and we've got Giovanni with his little van, so we've left the dogs at home this morning because there's no room for 2 dogs and 15 crates of olives in a car, so we're going to go and do our first run to the olive press.
Basta partire l'11:15 mezzogiorno.
Yesterday I had a quick count to see how many crates of olives we have managed to harvest, and actually I can show you because I filmed it. So I haven't counted yet how many crates we've got. There's various crates dotted all around the property and they all need to be gathered together. Some are going to go in the cars tonight. Let's see if I can do a quick count. 31, 32. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 38, 39, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 44 plus 8. No.
Avevamo proprio bisogno di una macchina grande come questa. Io adoro questa Suzuki.
On to the next lot. And down there Francesco and Elena are folding up the nets, ready to put away. Indy's found a ball. And the sun is slowly setting.
Siamo in fila per fare la pesatura. Saliremo su una grande piattaforma che peserà le auto con le olive dentro e così ci dirà un peso. Dopo scarichiamo le olive, facciamo il giro, torniamo qui e peserà di nuovo le auto senza le olive. Faranno la differenza, così sappiamo quanti quintali di olive ci sono.
Okay, so that's quicker than just taking the olives out of the car and weighing them. Più veloce di portare le olive fuori la macchina e pesarli.
Sì, sì.
Okay.
Non lo so, ma è un sistema, è così.
Okay, so we've got both of the cars on the platform, the weighing platform. Che facciamo qui?
Adesso ci danno un biglietto che ci metteranno il nome e noi mettiamo sul posto dove scaricheremo le olive. Cosa hai preso, Giovanni? Cos'è quello?
No, ci scrivo il nome.
Ah, il nome, se no poi si rubano le olive.
No, bene.
So now we get to empty our olives in some of these crates. Come sai qual è nostra?
E ora poi ci si mette qui.
Ah, okay. So we can just start filling crates.
Mettiti indietro, si fanno queste due.
And then we put a name, we put a little name tag on the crates so we know they're ours.
Tanto ti rompo coglioni.
So we filled up 3 of these giant crates. We've now got to go and weigh the cars again so that they can figure out how much these weigh. And okay, see. And then we will go back and pick up the rest of the olives and bring them here as well. Very sophisticated way of putting our name on them. This first load is 640 kilos of olives, so we've got another full load, so it's quite a lot.
E questo è il foglietto che attesta che le olive sono nostre e sono 640 kg di oliva per adesso.
I don't have an apron yet here. I need to bring one from Dad's house probably. He's not going to use any aprons, so I'm using Carlo's old t-shirt. I'm going to sit here and squash those olives that we separated a couple of days ago and leave them to soak in water, and hopefully we'll get some really tasty olives to eat in a few weeks' time. I don't know if I can do it in gardening gloves. I've already broken one glove. Let's go and get another one. Have to wear the gloves because olives do stain, and you'll end up with like orangey brown fingers for days afterwards, which I don't really want. Let's see if we can do this faster. As my neighbour said, to excuse Indy yapping at Carlo, if my neighbour said last year that this has to be done with a stone from the beach, otherwise they won't have any flavour. So the flavour comes from the stone. Shut up, Indy! And this is a stone from the beach. This is one of the stones we picked up on the beach in Sicily last year when we went to visit Sarah and Luca. So I'm doing it the right way. Right, I haven't done loads. I've just done enough for a test, and if it works we can do more next year. And now they have to soak in water for probably the next week, and I'll change the water every day. Right, we've come to get some containers for the olive oil. We're picking up 10 1-litre metal containers. We've already got a 50-litre big sort of container back at home. But 10 1-litre ones, 10 half-litre ones, and some 2-litre ones as well, so we can give them as gifts. We're going to have to print off some labels. This shop though,
Questo negozio è piccolo ma ce l'ha tutto.
Everything you could possibly imagine. It's incredible. Missing something in the kitchen? You could have something from the kitchen. Need a jacket for hunting? You've got a jacket for hunting. Some fake flowers? You've got your fake flowers. And your salad bowl and your toys. And bed sheets and cushions and school books. And Tupperware. And a gilet. And some rugs. And some plastic cups. Or an antenna, digital antenna, or a dustbin, or cleaning products. You might need a bedside table or some blankets, a new bag, maybe some clothes. This is still the same shop, by the way. It's obviously lights off at the moment. Maybe you need a lamp base. I actually do need some lamp bases, so I might come back here later. Or a chandelier, or a vase, or a new jacket. Maybe a mirror.
Ne prendi due, sono 30 litri, non penso che facciamo tutto questo olio.
Sì.
Ok, prendo questo, dai.
Ok. We're in a convoy of cars. There's Giovanni in the front car with about 14 crates of olives, Carlo in the Suzuki ahead of us with about 11 crates of olives, and I am in the car with Maria and Lorenzo and the 2 dogs because there's no room for me in either of the other cars, and we're all heading off to the olive press to put all of our olives together and press them. So by lunchtime we should have some olive oil, and I can tell you how much we've made. So that's why I couldn't come in the car with Carlo, because that is in my seat. And I couldn't go with Giovanni because Francesco's also with him as well. So Giovanni's now on the weighing station, and Carlo is going to go and squeeze on there as well, so they can weigh both the cars like yesterday with our second round of olives.
Aspetta che mi tolgo la macchina. Aspetta, no, ormai è già pesato.
È già pesato?
Devi ritornare su quel canto.
Stai scherzando un po'? Davvero, è già pesato.
And then back to empty the rest of our crates.
Andiamo a pesare di nuovo.
Okay, he's got to go and weigh empty now. And let me show you what's over here. This is brilliant. This is a huge pile of olive leaves. So the first thing they do is sort the leaves from the olives, and there's a machine that separates them and blows all the leaves out into this massive, massive pile. We've got a while to wait for our olives are processed, so we've come to this restaurant nearby, which is actually where Giovanni works, and we're all sitting and having lunch together. It's one of these workers' restaurants. You've got all the workers coming in to eat, and everything's really, really cheap. And there's loads of things on the menu too. It's good, isn't it? Grazie. No.
Hello, my sweetheart.
Beautiful, nice food. Very, very good.
Very good food, yeah, nice meal.
Lovely company, all lovely.
I got the biglietto da vista.
Although there were signs on the doors saying only authorised personnel allowed, this is Italy and everybody was inside the frantoio watching and waiting for their own oil to be ready. I was lucky enough to be able to follow my olives on their journey. They were tipped into a giant machine which separates the leaves from the olives, then sends the olives through a washing machine. They come out the other side sparkly and clean and are sucked up through gravity-defying tubes and onwards to a machinating machine. Everyone's olives are separate from each other, and the mashers were clearly labelled so you could find and watch your own olives turn to paste. I didn't really time it, but the mashing took roughly an hour, I think, and from there the paste was sucked through more tubes into a machine where the water was extracted and separated from the oil. And finally, after that, the oil was passed up and over our heads and down the other side, ready to be decanted into our containers. Here we're quickly weighing the empty containers just so that we can take away how much they weigh at the end. And then it was time to turn the tap on and let our olive oil flow.
Abbiamo bisogno di Lorenzo per tirare giù.
Per forza. No.
Sì, questa non pesa niente.
Dove che cucina?
So, do you want to tell me how much olive oil did we make in total?
120 litri mi sembra?
Okay, wow.
Vai.
Vai. Vedi, è più forte di me Lorenzo.
Dove vuoi andare?
Di là, guarda. Vabbè, facciamo la vecchia maniera.
No, lo vedi poi me. Glielo lì.
Me ne frega.
No, glielo lì. Organizzati.
Sì, perché poi chiamo a Lorenzo, faccio
vero, hai ragione.
sullo scappello.
We are having some air conditioning units put in the house because this last summer it got up to 31 degrees Celsius in the bedroom and it was pretty much constantly 29 degrees downstairs, which is just that little bit too hot for comfort. So we've decided to get some air conditioning units installed, one in this room, which is going to go up there, one in the bedroom downstairs and two in the bedrooms upstairs. So the house is looking a bit of a mess because we've had to move furniture around. Also this morning, I went out and picked up the armchair that I found last week. I went into one of the second-hand shops and found finally the perfect armchair. I've been looking for months and months and I never found quite what I wanted. And suddenly I came across one the other day. I'd looked in all the usual big stores, Maison du Monde, Sofas and Armchairs, Sklam, Carver and even IKEA, but couldn't find anything I liked. I did find one beautiful armchair in Ochre in England, but it cost £1,600 without shipping. So as soon as I saw this one, I knew it was perfect and it was just €180. I couldn't pick it up then because the Suzuki was at the mechanic and there was no way it would have fitted in the Audi, but this morning I went over to the shop and I got it and it is now sitting out here because I can't take it inside because of the air conditioning units, and there is a bit of a mess around with all the stuff that they're doing. Are you helping them?
Sì, li sto aiutando. Adesso sono andati a pranzare, fra poco tornano e continuiamo a fare il lavoro. Per il momento abbiamo fatto un buco dal su al tetto che va giù.
Ok.
Allora, stiamo facendo un buco per collegare il condizionatore. Questo buco dovrebbe uscire lì da qualche parte. Vediamo un po'.
Ci sei? Sei quasi uscito! Sì, se fai altri 5 secondi sorti fuori.
Possiamo vedere la luce di qua, guarda che bel buco. Bravo!
Sleep. So a few questions we've had about the olives. Somebody asked, why are some of the olives green and some of them black? Does it make a difference? So the green ones are less ripe and the black ones are more ripe. And to make olive oil, you can put them all together. You don't have to sort them or anything. You just like bung them all together. You'll see if you look close, some of them are sort of like a reddy brown colour, and that's the unripe ones slowly turning ripe, so getting darker. Can you eat them? All of my friends who've been here have asked if they can eat them, and I think everybody's taken a sneaky little bite out of one, and they are incredibly bitter. You cannot eat olives off the tree at all. They're really, really bitter. Why is the olive oil coming out of the press bright yellow? Mine at home isn't that colour. Yes, it does change colour. So when it's first pressed, it's incredibly bright yellow colour. I mean, it's beautiful to see. It really is like liquid gold, which is probably why they call it that. But over time, it will become more transparent and darken down. That's just a natural progression of the oil, really. Are we going to sell it? And what are we going to do with it all? So this year we got 120 litres of olive oil. We hired Giovanni and Francesco to help us and show us the ropes this year, and they take half of our harvest as their payment. So they've taken 60 litres and left us with 60 litres, which is more than enough. A couple of years ago, our neighbour paid us in olive oil when we helped his harvest, and he gave us 30 litres, and we still haven't finished it after 2 years. So 60 litres is more than enough for us. So we're not going to sell any this year. We're going to give it all away at Christmas. Everybody's going to get some for Christmas. I'm going to print off some labels. I've been playing around with designs. Yeah, and we're going to give most of it away. Next year, we want to try and get as many people as we can to come and stay and help with the harvest. So we've got a few takers already. Dave wants to come back. Elizabeth and Pepe and the girls want to come and stay. And if they're coming and if they've finished work by then probably Sky and Nicola will come too. And I've just had Amy and Marc from Chateau de Rosières in France. I don't know if you watch their YouTube channel, but they've said they want to come and help with the olive harvest as well. So we could have a whole load of people here. I might have to rent out the village and house everybody in the village for that. But it'd be brilliant if everybody comes along to help. So next year, if we get a good harvest again, we will consider selling some of it if it's possible. I might have to drive it all to England and sell it from there. That might be easier than going through the Italian bureaucracy and trying to sell it from here. I don't really know. I haven't looked into it yet. But yes, we'd love to next year.